getting ready to leave St. Augustine, but I thought showing St. Augustine without showing the fort, Castillo de San Marcos. I think that's what it's called, Castillo de San Marcos, would not be cool. So we're making a second pass at the fort here. We're not going to go inside, but I just wanted to show you guys what the fort looks like. See one of the guides there. I think that's a guide standing on a, I don't know what that's called. But the fort itself is made out of the conchina stuff, the shells with the dirt and the pavement. I don't know what they use, but it's this material right here. And they have shells and stuff embedded in them. And as you can see up here, we're on the upper side here that they built like some mounds. But I had gone on the tour before, so let me tell you a little bit of what I know about it. You can see these walls that they have here, they're actually fairly small. And the reason they're not very tall is the people who built them initially, the Spaniards, they weren't that tall. They were actually pretty short. I think the average height was about 5'6" or less, 5'4", 5'3". So the walls themselves, the wooden walls, were made small, and to make it harder to for the enemy to come through, they planted all those fronds right there. I don't know if you can see those spiky fronds on the end. They're sharp as like razors, and they point out, so when someone tries to come in to attack, they have to go through those. Then once they make it past that, they come here to this area, and there's a moat. I don't know if you can see, I guess you can once I show you on the camera here. But right beyond the castle wall, not the castle wall, but the fort walls, that area there is a moat. And inside would be water, dirty water with alligators and whatnot. And they'd have to try to get through that. Meanwhile, you've got people in the towers looking out at you, and people up there shooting at you. And there would be just people with rifles, muskets over there shooting at you, as well as those slots. That's what they're for, shooting out. And on the other side, which we're going to walk around briefly, they actually have cannons and stuff pointing out, because this fort guards like the entry in. There's like, I think an inlet out here that they come in from the Atlantic Ocean down this river, which I'm not sure what this river is right here, but see the opening over there? I think it goes out to the ocean, but the ships coming through here would have to go by the fort. And the fort just has easy pickings on the ships coming through, shooting cannons at them. Now, the tour here, you actually can come out here on the outside of the fort for free. So if you're wanting to save yourself about, I think it's about $12 to $15, $20 per person to get in. I think it's about $12 per person to get in. You can just come out here and walk around outside like we do. Inside, they just show, you know, the inside of the fort, which isn't much, just a bunch of walls, and then they tell you the stories that I'm kind of telling you right now. That's how I know these stories, because I've been in there before and I paid for the tour. But essentially, I think this fort was initially built by the Spaniards and then taken over by the British and later the Americans. So it's been under occupation by at least 3 different countries. What's interesting is, see those towers? I used to live in Panama Canal Zone, and we went to the fort over there, and you see the same kind of towers. A huge moat. I will warn you, the last time I was here, we actually saw a snake down there. Sometimes you can see snakes down there, so be careful where you step. This side of the fort leads out towards the river, and have a really cool view of the river from this side. Here then, we have just climbed up the walkway here that they have by this tower, overlooking the river, or the inlet area. And this is what the soldiers would see from this side of the fort. We are walking along the outer edge of the fort, and you can see how the thing was built. They actually took shells, oyster shells. I don't know what the rock mixture that they use there, the mortar or whatever that's called. Some of you historical types will know. But that's how they built these buildings. This stuff would be left sharp like this. So anyone trying to invade would be cut by the stuff. It's like razors, like barbed wires pretty much, sticking out. And less sharp like that, so that anyone trying to invade would have to make their way through all this, which is treacherous. I mean, treacherous. Not Tetris. Tetris is a video game. But treacherous terrain. You know, you can imagine trying to land your ship, and you're coming up, and if you make it up to the fort, you have to go through all this while the people are up there in the building shooting cannons and rifles and stuff at you. That's what it looks like. Here then is the view from this corner of the fort. And I think that's the opening that leads out to the ocean, if I'm not mistaken. I'll give you a 360-degree view here so you can see what we're looking at. There then is the tower on this corner. I think this is the northeast corner. And over there, that bridge, I think it's the famous Lion's Bridge, if I'm not mistaken. See people boating through here. Isn't that cool? I see a dolphin over there. Dolphins. Sweetie! Dolphins! My wife. Right over there. See them? In the water. I don't know if you guys saw the dolphins out there. 2 of them, or 3. Right there, there's one. Fin just came up. And there's a little person out there, and it looks like a little raft. Or no, that's not even a person, that's a marker. Looks like a person in a boat. There, see the dolphin? Is it cool or what? Try to zoom in here and see if we can't see the dolphin coming back up. I can see the swirly water there, so I think that's where the one of them is. Yeah, so a little fin just came up. Right there's a dolphin. And there's another one right there in the center. And yes, that is a little boat. I thought it was a marker, but now I'm thinking it's a little boat with a person in it. Or maybe it is a marker, I can't tell, that thing with the yellow flag on it. Anyhow, let's continue on our tour of the fort. Another view of the fort from this side. That little kiln or whatever you call that. What is that called in your furnace? I don't know what it is. They use that to make the cannonballs. Or they used to use it to make the cannonballs. It's where they made the cannonballs for these cannons that you see here. And they had cannons mounted all inside the building. See those little holes? It's where the cannons would point out and shoot at the passing by enemy ships. That little kiln or whatever right there that you see is where they made the balls, the cannonballs, or these huge cannon barrels. And the cannons would normally be mounted like inside the fort. See all those holes? That's where the cannons shoot out as the enemy ships are trying to land. This is what it looks like from this side here. Can you imagine coming in and having all those cannons firing at you? Nikon or Canon? And it's the view from this side as we continue along the eastern front, or the eastern side of the fort. See the water here? Kind of dirty. Shot of the fort here. Isn't that fantastic? I'm going to show you what the fort looks like. This is the front side of the fort, the entrance area. You come through this way, and this is where you pay for your tour. Of course, you can buy a lot of these tours as package deals for various tour companies. Or you can go online and just buy the tickets and get them at discount. Maybe check out Groupon.com. That's where you can get a lot of good value. Usually Groupon will let things go for 20 to 50% off the price. Sometimes even 70%. But this is the fort from the front. You need to walk here. Jump down, and this is where the entrance is when you go on the paid tour. You can pay for it right here at this booth. Adults are $10, children 15 and under are free.
If y'all decide to head in, just let us know. We'll help you.
You can see the guides in there. And they will take you beyond this point. You have to pay for the ticket, and then you get to walk around inside the fort itself. Just wanted to give you guys a continuous shot here so you can see the structure and how it looks. Nice little corner here. Another shot showing you the layout of the fort. I think it's kind of a almost like a triangular shape. Just showing you another shot here of this side. This is the southern side, I think.